Hello everyone. Let's start with business and financial market update. PM Narendra Modi's vision for 2023 is to have rupees 1 lakh crore worth of mobile phone exports, Minister of State for IT Rajiv Chandrasekhar stated. He said PM Modi wants the mobile phone segment to feature in the top 10 exported category from India. The government will take all the measures required to boost India's electronic manufacturing ecosystem, he added. Moving on, the price of a commercial LPG cylinder has been increased by Rs 25 per unit. ANI reported on Sunday. Following the price hike, a commercial cylinder of cooking gas will now cost Rs 1769 in Delhi, Rs 1721 in Mumbai, Rs 1817 in Kolkata and 1917 in Chennai. There is no increase in the rate of domestic LPG cylinder. Moving on, India's unemployment rate reached a 16-month high in December as it rose to 8.3% from 8% in November, according to a data released by the Center of Monitoring Indian Economy (CIMI). The urban unemployment rate rose to 10.09%, whereas the rural unemployment rate slipped to 7.44% last month. Rise in unemployment rate is not as bad as it may seem, CMIE MD said. Moving on, Dubai reportedly ended its 30% tax on alcohol sales and made required liquor licenses free to obtain from Sunday. Dubai's two-state linked alcohol retailer made the sudden New Year's Day announcement. Emirates Group's Maritime and Mercantile International confirmed the development. Without specifying whether it was permanent, government officials did not immediately acknowledge the decision. Moving on, Indian startups funding through the private equity and venture capital route slowed a little more than 32% by value in 2022. Data shared by Venture Intelligence showed December recorded the lowest funding to startups in the last 2 years. Indian startups raised $799 million in 54 deals in December, as against $1149 million in 69 deals in November. Moving on, India's petrol and diesel demand recorded to a jump in December as increased consumption in the agriculture sector helped build on the festive season's momentum. While petrol sales rose 8.8% from 2.54 million tons in December 2021 to 2.76 million tons in December 2022. Diesel sales rose 13% to 7.3 million tons. Petrol sales were 23.2% higher than pre-pandemic December 2019. Moving on, Centre collected 1.5 lakh rupees crore GST in December 2022, 15.2% higher than GST collected in December 2021 and 2.5% higher than GST collected in November 2022. Finance Ministry said, with this GST collections have crossed the 1.4 lakh crore mark for 10 consecutive months. December GST collection consisted of Rs 26,711 crore in central GST and 33,357 crore rupees in state GST. Moving on, property developers are taking up residential projects of 1.1 to 2 million square feet due to economics associated with them against large projects of 6 to 7 million square feet earlier, according to consultants, developers and fund managers. Many listed developers including Shriram Properties, Brigade Enterprises and others are doing smaller projects which help in faster cash flow generation for the developers, they said. Developers now prefer projects of 1 million square feet or so as they are easier to enter, execute and exit, said Mayank Saxena, Managing Director, Land Services at Anarok Property Consultant. Moving on, M&A deals in India soared to $126 billion across 1,185 deals in 2022. However, the growth rate at 141% was largely due to the HDFC Bank and Housing Development Finance Corporation merger, which was $57 billion. The deal size, the biggest in India's corporate history, was higher than the total value of all the deals. This was followed by Adani's group acquisition of Switzerland-based Holcim Group's entire stake in two firms, Ambuja Cements and ACC, for about $10.5 billion, which was also the largest ever acquisition by Adani and the largest M&A transaction in Indian infrastructure and materials space. Moving on, worried over soaring COVID-19 cases in China, consumer durable makers are stocking up on raw material to deal with contingencies in case their global supply chains are disrupted again. With Chinese New Year holidays starting from the third week of January, if the factories there are not able to resume full production in February, when they open due to COVID situation worsening. The Indian industry may once again face supply chain issues, experts said. The consumer durables maker normally maintain inventory for about a month, but they are now increasing it to cover at least 2-3 months. Any possible disruptions may impact categories such as air conditioners and LED panels, where a high proportion of components are sourced from China. Leading electronics manufacturing firm Dixon Technologies said it is keeping its fingers crossed over the situation in China. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned with Financial Pulse for business and financial market update.